Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all of you fans of NXT, all of you fans of the NXT and We podcast, the one-stop shop for you to find the best NXT talk on any platform out there. I am Brett Monroe, joined alongside my friend PJ Geary. PJ, how are you, buddy? You certainly look great, so I hope you feel great too.
I appreciate that. And, I'm obviously like the cooler one of the two of us since I'm in this swank studio here and you're not. But
Yeah.
it's par for the course, to use a golf term. If I don't know, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's par for the course that I am the cooler one, which that's just facts.
You're insulting my intelligence that I don't understand the par for the course.
Do you want me to explain? No,
Ball
I don't.
reference.
I want to explain it.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay.
I don't think you need to get into it. So we are going to be breaking down the fallout of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver nights 1 and 2. This is the first episode after the big show. This aired on the USA Network April 13th, 2021. And man, it started off exactly how you would expect, with the new NXT champion in his second reign. It's already longer than the first. And not to mention that this show was on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. So
Yes,
NXT
sir.
in the new time slot. So we'll see, going forward, if that affects anything. I doubt it. It was as quality as any episode of NXT that we get on a weekly basis. But yeah, Karrion Kross kicking off the show with Scarlett with some strong words. We kind of have an idea of how he's going to be as champion, right, my friend?
Yes, and we actually have a clip just to show real quick in a second. But Brett, before we continue, where could the likes of new NXT champion Karrion Kross and Scarlett listen and find us?
You can find us on YouTube. You can find us Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. More platforms coming, more platforms that I think that I could even name. If you wanted to interact with us on social media, you can visit our page on Facebook, NXT&We, same as the little graphic right there.
Whoa.
Yeah, it took a second. A little mirror world, had to figure that out. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter at NXT_podcast. You can find us on Instagram at NXT&We, and we got a swanky email, NXTandWe@gmail.com.
You
so
caught on to that word.
Well, it's a good word.
It is a good word.
So, yeah,
I mean, I said it first, but
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you said we got a clip, so let's see it.
We'll do this.
Footage
it's your first time doing this with us, so here we go.
Yeah.
Look at that. The champ played a couple times.
Just it's going to be dominated. And the NXT landscape has forever changed. One thing that I did like about this segment, though, is that he did heap praise onto the champion that he bested, Finn Balor, the Prince, who is not on this episode. He said Finn Balor was more than worthy of being called champion. But Karrion Kross also then heaps some praise on himself. He says no one is going to out-train him, out-grind him, or out-wrestle him to take the title away. This is, he had that strong promo that we discussed heading into Stand and Deliver, and then I thought that this was really good yet again from Karrion Kross. It seems he's more comfortable with a live mic now than he was when he first debuted. When he first debuted, it was all about his aura, his presence, and now he's really rounding out into a worthy champion. He is in his second reign, and I didn't get to do the TakeOver Stand and Deliver review with you and TakeOver Tom, but that match against Finn Balor was potentially my favorite match on Stand and Deliver, and I definitely think it was better than his match with Keith Lee when he originally won the title. I mean, that might be unfair because he did get injured during the match, but I thought that match with Balor was just spectacular. Everything, the suspense, the tension, just a a wonderful match worthy of being in the co-main event slot, the sanctioned main event, if you will.
Yeah.
So you have any takeaways from
Yeah.
the cross promo, or just a strong
Just
delivery right there, right?
I think it was the promo he wanted to have when he won it the first time, because the first promo he had after he won the first time was him relinquishing the title. So
Yeah.
I think he appreciates it, and yeah, I'm here for it, man. I'm this is the reign he probably wanted to have, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. But moving on, for our first match of the evening, it is for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The new champions MSK defending against #1 contenders Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. PJ, I don't know about you, but this was kind of sloppy. I mean, especially with Wesley and Drake Maverick in the beginning, there was, I think Wesley like threw a chop and Maverick went in the wrong direction. It was just, there was a whole mess of miscommunication in the beginning, and it definitely hurt. It had its good moments, and I believe we have a clip of one of the good moments. I don't know if we're going to roll it right away, but there's some obviously some good stuff in this match, but it was not the cleanest defense in the world. I don't know if there was some jitters or just some nerves. I'm not really sure, but I think it was I hate to be harsh, but I think it was the sloppiest that we've seen MSK since they debuted in NXT.
Well, and as you said, talking about pressure, I mean, it was the first ever match on NXT Tuesday. So, as you said, and yeah, I mean, I had the same thing. A little I mean, just a little bit, but a little miscommunication with Wesley at first. I thought this was the beginning. This was a good beginning of like what was a pretty simple show. Like you said, it wasn't anything offensive, but it wasn't like a great by any stretch episode. But it was historic either way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just get right into my couple of my notes right here. I did like the whistle in the wind. I think that's pretty cool and pretty funny.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, the aforementioned clip you were talking about, man, it's right here. The Dane body tackle on the floor, man. It was,
my first Mamma Mia moment of the evening coming right here. Check it out.
And we'll watch it a couple more times here as I'm getting used to doing the ones and twos.
Oh, he just folds him up, man. That is like a Mac.
One more time.
That is just
for the people.
Bug on a windshield.
Ready. Let's react at the same time. Ready? 1, 2. Oh!
Gonna be sucking some wind after that one, my friend. That could not have felt very good. He rolled him up. That was a beautiful moment.
Yeah.
You get to, we get that from Killian Dane. He's athletic for a big man. He can move.
Yeah. No, definitely. So I thought the Carter hot tag was fine. I thought the offense that they were able to work in was good. The deadlift German was nuts.
Yes,
let's
loved
just say that. Yeah. And then I just want a quick little side. It was said, and I guess I'll have to do more research on it, but the most watched NXT takeover ever was Stand and Deliver.
I mean, I guess I'm not shocked. They're probably pulling the numbers from both nights.
Yeah. Well, both nights and both, Peacock and USA.
And USA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I said on the Stand and Deliver review with Takeover Tom, how NXT, even just USA alone, beat AEW by close to 100,000. So.
I mean, that's what you would have hoped out of.
Yeah, no, of course. It would have been a little bit.
Takeover Stand and Deliver versus a standard episode of AEW, but that's also the last time that we're really going to have that discussion.
Yeah.
The Wednesday Night Wars, which really wasn't much of a war, but they're effectively over. And truth be told, the rivalry wasn't bitter or anything really. It was more, the rivalry was more for the fans of the two companies to talk about rather than a rivalry between the two companies.
And it is what it is, but we're in a new era, and this is the
Yep.
first episode of that here on NXT&We, talking about NXT Tuesdays, and
Yep.
Tuesday.
And we
Next
had a few,
Tuesday.
we had a couple, but they were all special. Remember, they did NXT like
Yeah.
Super Tuesday
Yep.
last year. We had
So
a
they were
couple Tuesday
probably trying to
episodes,
even
but
just workshop it then too.
yeah,
But yeah, dude. I mean, just getting through this match, the up and down, the assisted moonsault is, well, first of all, a great name. Second of all, always clean, and I mean, that's just
yeah,
that'll never not get up a little pop from me. The 619 in the corner,
around the ring
around the
post.
ring post, yeah, was impressive. But then, Brett, we had something that you don't see often in the WWE. I think you know what I'm about to show you
Yeah,
here. It was this impressive athleticism from Wesley, proving, despite the little miscommunication in the beginning, that he is. And I know that you weren't saying this, but that he is just impressive.
no, I live tweeted during the tag match on Stand and Deliver that Wesley is incredible.
Here it is. Bang.
That is just unreal. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that into a ring. I guess I would attempt it into a pool, but that's not saying
You
very
know who
much.
used to do that and is now a Grand Slam champion in the WWE?
I do. The phenomenal one.
The phenomenal.
AJ Styles.
Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, my friend. Come on.
But-
Represent.
But yeah, Dan, the Dane, the Yokozuna with so he did the Michinoku and then also did a Yoko. I'm just coining it as the Yokozuna, where he just sits on people, because that's just.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. I had 3 out of my last 4 notes have the word dope in them, so there you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's an MSK match.
Yeah. It felt kind of slow at first, like you said, and I think that was kind of like, it was a little uninspired, maybe like more of a feeling out than I thought maybe. I LOL'd at Dane powerbombing Maverick. I thought that was, first of all, great, and then just, I mean, funny. I thought that they kept the thing here is that the Carter cutter that he hit, the cutter that he did was really good. Dope is actually the word I used, but I didn't want to say it again. Because I have it at least one more time.
Let's hear it one more time then.
So they kept Dane strong, which I like, and then the MSK is dope. Just a cool, just a cool tag team finisher, and I mean, solid, a little slow moving with a little, as you pointed out, the miscommunications in the beginning, but totally fine for me. I actually think I maybe had this rated a little lower, but my range was 2.5 to 3 X's. But before we get to that, why don't we just cover the after effects, and then we'll both give our grades.
Yeah, absolutely. So Imperium makes their presence known after the match. They beat down Dane. So I there's more story to tell here between Imperium and Dane and Maverick, I would imagine. But I think what caught my eye the most is actually Alexander Wolf was walking back up the ramp after the attack on Killian Dane. Did you notice that Bartel and Eichner threw each other like a little side glance and then looked back at Alexander Wolf? So not exactly sure what they're foreshadowing here, but
I don't know either.
I would say that the waters might be a little rough for Alexander Wolf coming up here in a little bit. He is, hate to say it again, he has pulled less weight for Imperium than the other 3 members. So I don't know if they're starting to feel a little skeptical about his place in the group. I don't know if he calls shots more than he should, if he thinks of himself as a second leader or whatever. But we're going to have to see that storyline evolve. And I'm very interested to see where it goes and what we get out of it. So that was an interesting little takeaway coming after the bell. But I fall right in the middle of your range. I gave this the perfectly acceptable 2.75.
Yeah.
It was the miscommunication threw it off, but you got some good, solid moments that only MSK can provide, as well as the Dane running crossbody on the floor, turning Wesley inside out. So 2.75, a good match. Depending on how many defenses MSK has, this could be the forgotten defense. But at the end of the day, it was still a successful one. So good for them.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna echo first time. I mean, I guess we'll get it out of the way. I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2.75. Yeah. I guess I was spot on with my range. So shout out to me.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
I'm normally falling somewhere in your range.
Yeah.
I normally fall.
Me and Tom were all over the place. But
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why we bring Takeover Tom on.
Yeah.
He's got the little bit of flavor. So after this, we see Mercedes Martinez confront Robert Stone, looking for her money that Robert Stone has clearly not paid. And then that ended up leading to a challenge by Jessie Kamea, while Mercedes Martinez was choking out Aaliyah. So Kamea is going to take on Mercedes Martinez a little later on in the evening. It's actually basically up next. But before that match, we got some exclusive footage of what happened between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole after TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2 went off the air. Adam Cole put onto a stretcher, told that he was clearly angry and frustrated. He made that well known. He told them to stop telling him to calm down. Yes, I noticed Shawn Michaels was there, in case you were going to bring that up. And then we also see that Kyle O'Reilly had collapsed backstage after walking away victoriously. And they were both brought to a hospital, the same hospital. They were stretchered in at the same time. And Cole was letting Kyle have it, threatening him with death while strapped to a stretcher.
It was so
funny. Yeah. So I don't think this is over.
No, I don't know. I guess not.
The only thing that seemed to prove to me is that it's not over.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But moving on, we have the promised Jessie Kamea versus Mercedes Martinez match. Martinez wasted no time at all. This is about as economical of a match as you can have. Extremely one-sided, and Mercedes Martinez walked away with the very easy win. She won with the air raid crash, and that was it. Good night, Jessie Kamea. Mercedes Martinez ends up mugging Robert Stone and getting her money in the end.
Yeah, I mean, as you could tell, not really much here. Tough to rate this match, and I feel bad giving it the range I did. But I guess all I would say was I thought Kamea actually got some good offense in, and I had surprisingly. The springboard elbow was good. I believe it was Mercedes. I forget which one of them did it, but one of them did Triple H knee, like high knee.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, the air raid crash type thing that Mercedes does ends it. And yeah, I just have LOL at Stone getting shook down is the term I used.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I feel bad kind of doing this, but I had it at 2.22 to 2.5 X's. I don't know, like I didn't.
At least you tried to give it a rating. I give it no.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go that route. I'm gonna say non-rated. I think in my little bit of, as I was watching this live for the first time, that we will be doing more of, so that we can interact with you, the people, as we watch NXT and then cover it the next day for recap everything. You know, I think I probably should have just went non-rated.
Yeah,
so
I went no rating just because it was so clearly. It was very one-sided. Like Kamea didn't really have a chance of walking out of this. But the more interesting thing is that after she mugs Robert Stone, she walks on over to the commentary table and issues a warning to Raquel Gonzalez that she is coming for new NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez. After this match, we have a little backstage segment with the Way. They're getting themselves pumped for their 8-man intergender match later on. So all members of the Way versus Bronson Reed, Loomis, and the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Shotzi Blackheart.
You know what he said again? That they're running with, clearly.
Hit me with it.
Cuckoo bananas, Brett.
Yeah, cuckoo
bananas.
Yeah, and he had a little bit of a Baker Mayfield vibe going on, didn't he, with the headband?
Yeah, that. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they called it out later, and I didn't realize it until the match. But yeah,
yeah.
I,
I put it together pretty quickly, but
aren't
I
you
mean,
just awesome?
well, someone's got to be smarter than the other.
Wow.
It's okay. Don't
Yikes.
take offense.
Well, I mean,
You know.
you were clearly talking about me being smarter than
Well,
you.
no,
So
I think I was clearly saying that
yeah.
my skills and perception are more
Well,
proficient than
yeah,
yours.
I don't know.
It happens, man. It
Well,
happens to the best of
you
us.
know, agree to disagree.
Really. Yeah.
All right.
After this, we move on. We got Swerve. Swerve's in the studio, and he's looking to keep the ball rolling after his breakout performance in the Gauntlet Eliminator, in which he survived from, I believe it was the number 2 entrant, starting the match, regardless, all the way until the very end. And he vows to end his business with Leon Ruff tonight, a little later on. We then get the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion, the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Santos Escobar. He's feeling himself, and he should. He's very confident. He's, as I said, he called himself the Emperor of Lucha Libre. He says, what his present is right now, which is being champion, is also the future of his son. It's also the history of his family. So tying the whole legato theme into it, as he so eloquently does almost anytime he's in front of a microphone or in a recorded segment. And he lays down an open challenge, which Kushida accepted almost before the words could even finish leaving Santos Escobar's mouth. So we have a match right here, right now. Kushida versus Santos Escobar for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Kushida rocking some new ring gear. Not as much of a Marty McFly vibe as in the past. He's still got the boots on. But PJ, how do you feel about Kushida's new ring gear? You like it? You love it? You're somewhere in the middle?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll just get into my my trusty bulletins here real quick, if you don't mind, there, Mr. Pineapple
Yes,
Brett.
please.
I mean, my first note: Boo Kushida without the jeans. So there you go. But so here's my first 4. I'll give you my first 5 notes. Boo Kushida without the jeans, but I don't mind too much. That's 2 separate ones. Awesome opening sequence. Holy crap.
Yes.
And then tights on Shida is weird. Oh, and then boo PIP. And they just went to it without even saying anything about it when it happened. So
Yeah, I thought that the moment that they cut away was fine, though. But then we
yeah,
had
no,
some
I
good
just boo it
action
anyway.
during the
It's just a
PIP.
boo.
Yeah.
It gets a boo all the time. Boo.
Well,
Boo.
can't stream on Peacock all the time. During Stand and Deliver, we didn't have to deal with PIP. So,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
guess
I basically had
this is what it is.
2 quick thoughts on that I had during the PIP. Basically
Okay.
normal heat during the PIP, but blah. And then there was a little commercial for a thing, like a true crime thing, and I said, John Wayne Gacy confirmed bad man.
Yes.
I think that's pretty
A
clear.
terrible person.
Very
Yeah.
bad man. Yep.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be known that we're an anti-John Wayne Gacy podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
We're anti John Wayne Gacy, anti Ted Bundy, anti Zodiac, anti
well, we don't know who that is, but probably. Oh
I don't
man, I
know.
was about to say something really
Anti
outrageous.
Jack the Ripper. I don't know. Anti serial killer. Is that fair to cover all of them?
Yeah. But specifically, anti-Hitler.
Of course.
Yes. Okay. Good. Just wanted to make sure. I didn't know.
Of course.
I honestly didn't know what you were going to say there. So
it could have gone without saying.
Well, I mean,
well, I'm glad that it's been said.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's move on to the match.
Cool.
I don't think those were in your bullets.
That's well, I mean, John Wayne Gacy.
Well, John Wayne Gacy was.
Yeah.
But the rest of that
right
tirade
here,
that just
bad
happened.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's see. The slam into the steps that he does was cool, but then we have another clip for the people here, Brett.
Yeah, let's run it for him.
It is one. I had it as a Mamma Mia, so we'll just throw it to him. There it is. That was me. Oh,
that was me.
Gotta make sure.
Let's play it again.
Oh,
Yeah. Look at him choking him out on the ring post.
just like a little lion tamer
on the steps. Now, I'm sort of wondering if Kushida tapped there, would that even count? They're not even in the ring. I don't know.
He didn't tap. I think he was.
No, he didn't tap. But... It was more hypothetical. If he did tap, would it be a?
No, no, it wouldn't. It was
I don't think so. Right?
No,
yeah,
definitely not.
Yeah,
but definitely very cool, very innovative. Yeah, I want to say, first of all, I said one of my bullets. That was mean. 2, the commentary was talking him up a lot, Escobar. So maybe that could have been a little foreshadowing-ish. But just moving through my notes, we have the Rana from the top was clean, smooth, and awesome. I had all 3 of those adjectives. The Sheeta's comeback was dope. That ended with the hip toss into the kick. I don't even. That needs a name. Commentary called it a superplex, but it was the hoverboard belly to belly, and then the chicken wing suplex, which I loved. The enziguri double down was good.
With the enziguri Pele.
Yep. Oh yeah. Enziguri Pele double down. The dueling kicks was awesome, and then to the backstabber.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, and dude, then like pretty shortly after that, what happened?
Well, they got into a little roll up battle, and Kushida comes out on top. Kushida wins. Kushida wins. Kushida wins.
Let's go.
Not my best John Sterling impression, but the roll-up battle ends in Kushida's favor, and we have a new NXT Cruiserweight champion, his first title in NXT history. We called for this months ago when we thought he was going to win the tournament.
That was awesome.
Santos has been spectacular as champion, so he proved himself worthy of being champion. But I am really excited for Kushida here. What an awesome accomplishment for one of my favorite wrestlers in NXT. It hasn't been the smoothest road for Kushida. He's lost more big matches than he's won, but he's really found his footing here in NXT, and he is taking the ball and he is running with it. And I could not be happier for this guy.
And it's an immediate feud as well. I mean, just in general, obviously.
And in case anybody forgot, Kushida beat Santos in that Cruiserweight round robin tournament. He wasn't Santos at the time because he still had his mask on, so he was El Hijo del Fantasma. But I believe Kushida was the only one that actually beat El Hijo in the tournament. Yep. So he's got his number, and we'll see where this goes from here. As you were saying, commentary was talking him up, and I think Legado is moving on to perhaps Johnny Gargano, NXT North American champion, setting his sights a little higher. Or do you think he keeps going after?
Well, I definitely think we get another match, but I think they ended up laying the ground they ended up laying the groundwork for Devlin and Kushida. They name drop 6 times. This is a little after this, but 6-time IWGP Junior Champion.
Yep.
And then we have Devlin saying, I know I'm skipping a little bit, but
no, that's fine. Let's do it here anyway.
He says, "I'm the best wrestler alive," is what Devlin says. But I don't want to get too far ahead. I had the match between 3.3 and 3.5 X's before we jump too far ahead.
3.3?
No, 3 and 3.5.
Oh, okay. I got you. I went 3.25. Thoroughly enjoyed this match. Couldn't wait for a I can't wait for a rematch if that's what we get, because
I hate having to agree with you.
The tension and the chemistry, everything, it was all palpable. You could see it, you could feel it. These two really click in the ring in a way that some of Santos's opponents haven't. Like Kurt Stallion didn't have a match like this with Santos Escobar. So I'm totally on board for another one.
Yeah. No, I hate agreeing with you, but I'm going to have to again. So I'm gonna settle on the 3.25 as well. The
Yeah.
moment itself could have bumped it up to the 3.5, but I think there's a lot of meat on the bone here, and
Hmm.
I'm excited to see how it
Especially
tastes.
because he won with a
Yes.
roll up.
Yeah.
So he didn't win with the hoverboard
Yeah.
lock, tap out, nothing like that.
I mean, there's plenty for Kushida to do and face besides Santos, but I would look forward to
Yeah,
another match. Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another if we get a rematch here. I mean, it's pretty par for the course that champions rematch if they're so inclined to poke the claws. Um, After this, we get Ciampa and Thatcher. Thatcher's back.
Yeah.
No real explanation of like where he was or what he was really doing, but they are back. Ciampa says they may not have won every fight that they've been in, but he believes that they have passed every test and are ready to challenge the ever evolving NXT landscape. And then they issue a warning for MSK that they are coming for the NXT Tag Team Championships, and then Thatcher gives us a nice toothless grin afterwards to button this one up,
Yeah.
and that's great. I mean, I've said it before. These guys are kind of my version of the
Yeah.
Bar in NXT. So I love their physicality and their grit, and they're both bruisers. Ciampa just had, in my eyes, one of the best matches in Takeover history with Walter. Um, so yeah, I'm totally on board with Ciampa and Thatcher going after MSK, but I imagine there will be some bumps in the road
Yeah.
before they get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and you had talked off air a little bit about it, but I guess this explains what Ciampa's gonna do. So there you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he's gonna go back to the tag team division. We already covered William Regal congratulating Kushida, which Devlin interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to move on to perhaps one of the most feel-good moments that I have experienced as a fan of NXT, for sure. Dakota Kai introduces the new NXT Women's Champion, Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez soaks in the adoration of the fans. She thanks Dakota Kai for seeing something in her that no one else did at the time. Says that she wouldn't be where she is now. She only debuted 14 months ago, and here she is in the best division in the world as the champion of said division.
On this
So,
planet.
yes, a very quick
All right.
turnaround.
I
Go
do.
ahead.
I just wanted to say I loved the addition. I don't know if she's done it before or when. I believe it was the first time, and I know, or maybe you do. I like Raquel's theme because it's actually the first time we've at least in a little bit, I've actually just heard herself and her solo theme.
I guess we got it on Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I night one I didn't have the volume as high.
Gotcha.
So I couldn't hear it as much, but
Gotcha. Yeah, I like her theme actually. I think it suits her.
I like it, and I like how she's getting the diesel pyro now, which is
Mhm.
sick. But she needs I don't know. I can use not necessarily the truck, but not necessarily truck horn, but I need something extra.
You need that sound effect.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I awed at Raquel shouting at Dakota, and then I also had when is the turn coming? We'll have to see. But then we had a debut.
Yeah. It seems like they're on the same page right now, but all the lights go. Oh, Raquel also gave all the praise in the world to Io Shirai.
Yes.
Raquel was in a good mood tonight. So after this, the lights go out, and we get the debut of Frankie Monet. Some of you might know her as Taya Valkyrie outside of WWE NXT. She is Frankie Monet in NXT. Get used to it. I actually just saw a tweet of hers not too long ago. She picked that name. So anybody that is complaining, be like, oh, Taya picked it for herself, and this will be the last time I ever refer to her as Taya Valkyrie. It is Frankie Monet. And actually, I'm a big fan of the music. I'm a big fan of the Pomeranian. I actually kind of hope she does a little Legally Blonde thing and has the dog in a purse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
I think that'd be sick. She's got them high stilettos anyway. I don't know. I think you could expand on it.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And she has an awesome haircut too.
Look, I'm interested. So before I say my other thought, I just want to say that I'm interested. I love the theme song. A little underwhelming, but I think it's kind of due to the situation.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see her wrestle. I'm interested in the whole shtick, and I mean, she gets the benefit of the doubt just like anybody else.
Yes.
So
Yes. And she, just because she went up and introduced herself and debuted, kind of stealing the spotlight from Raquel Gonzalez, does not make her number one contender. And if
no,
we know anything about NXT, she's going to have to go through a few
Yep.
people to actually become number one contender. So
exactly.
this was just a good way for her to make a first impression. I think it was pretty good. Not like the best debut in the history of NXT, but it was fine.
Yeah.
And we'll see, what we get in the ring from her. But she bid Raquel Gonzalez adieu, made her way to the back, and then, you know what? We have a clip, don't we? Why don't we just run the clip?
Well, I mean, set it up a little bit more, my friend. I mean, we had
Okay.
the new Raw Women's Champion. This Is My Brutality music hits.
Okay.
Welcoming back Mrs. Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, the
Ms.
Nightmare.
Ms.
Ms.
Ripley.
I don't know. Miss
Miss Ripley, believe it or not. And
I don't know her marital status, so I
we'll
don't know.
just say Miss. And
Yeah.
then I mean a quick little stare down between Rhea and Raquel, but then
They clink some titles. They embrace. They acknowledge the R&R tattoos. It seems like the bad blood, at least for this evening, is been put aside. And then out comes.
Woo! Wow, I can't do that. Do a whip noise. Whoop whoopsh. Whoop whoopsh.
Wow. So out comes the EST of NXT, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Bianca Belair.
Cool, dude. It's so cool. And we
get a triple belt clink.
Let's see it
and
right
then
here.
we get all of them posing with their titles raised high.
We'll run this a couple times. Look at that.
Here we go. You can't beat this image,
cool.
man.
Oh, a little bit of. Look at that, man. You can't. At least one more time. I mean,
this is one of the best feel-good moments I've ever gotten watching NXT, watching wrestling in general. I was legitimately choked up. I had a few tears. I felt like I had a big ball in my throat that I was trying to choke down. This was good. I really loved this.
And not for nothing, shout out us in general. Shout out me more than you, but shout out in general that we've been covering all three of those ladies for this entire year. I mean, all of them were in NXT in 2020. Clearly,
yes.
I mean, Raquel still
is,
but
and Raquel, NXT champion, but she faced Bianca Belair, I believe, got the title shot at TakeOver Portland.
And lost.
I believe it was against Rhea.
Yeah, it was,
it had to be because Rhea had beaten Shayna at the end of 2019. This was just talk about, they say, the future stars of WWE. Well, the future is the present.
And, and I think we can move on after this, but, I mean, new show, Tuesdays, bring back two of the biggest stars currently on the main roster, a little ratings boost. I don't know. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, but was it announced?
No, that's a good point. You're right.
Well, you're right. So this was, not just a ratings grab, but it could be seen as such. But without the announcement, it was sort of just, it felt like a feel-good moment for the fans of NXT.
Nice.
Yep. After this, we get a quick message from Pete Dunne declaring himself the best technical wrestler in the world, and he dares people to keep stepping up and challenging him. So we'll have to find out who that is. No Oni Lorcan around. We also find out that we are set for the debut of Sarai, the Warrior of the Sun, next Tuesday.
Very exciting.
The hits just keep on coming, my friend. The best division in the world just keeps on getting better. And that's going to be an exciting debut. And this led directly into William Regal meeting with Roderick Strong, who hands Regal his resignation. I got to say, Roddy looked magnificent.
Yes.
Hair looked good. Clothes looked good. He looked fresh. And he looked confident yet sad in his decision to step away from NXT.
Color me intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah, really, because I don't know where they go from here.
No clue.
This could be real.
I have
this
no
could
guess.
be
My
I have no idea.
my only guess is what I said a couple weeks ago was that Roddy to the UK. But other than that,
The waters are so muddy, I can't even begin to
No
formulate
clue.
a prediction
I have
at
no
this
idea.
point.
Yep.
And we were already wondering where Roddy was going to go in the advent of the Undisputed Era anyway. So we'll just have to keep following this as much as we can, really. But up next, we get the grudge match. We get Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Leon Ruff. These two have been fighting tooth and nail the past couple weeks. The tension has reached a boiling point, and now they're going to settle it in the squared circle. I really thought that this match was just good from start to finish. It was kind of what I expected in terms of cleanliness of a match. Everything was clean. Everything was executed beautifully, and there are certain parts of it that I said were even as smooth as butter.
yeah, dude. I mean, you're not wrong, and I'm I'm pretty confident we're going to be right around the same rating for this. But despite that, I mean, I loved the fire. Right
Yeah.
out of the gate. I mean, another example of, I mean, if this match had a lockup to begin, it would have been lost right away.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, the shoulder work was good. A little bit of miscommunication, but there was a couple of hiccups, and it's just
Yeah.
I think that it's both of these guys are so, I don't know what the right, gangly. They're so, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Um,
Gangly might be a
okay.
bad word.
Yeah.
Lanky. Their
Lanky,
limbs are very
athletic,
long.
build.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes it just happens, and especially when they're trying to do what these guys are trying to do, it just happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe either of these guys as like compact.
No,
They are both. Yeah.
but hey, very capable, and this is a feud that's been going on for a little bit, and as we end up seeing later, might not necessarily be over after this match, but the Spidey senses into the middle rope Russian leg sweep I thought was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good commercial. It was just a regular commercial. I'm here for those all the time. We come back with Swerve being very mean with the chops. They were getting snug. I have that as another note later. Very snug match. These guys are okay hitting each other very hard. Yeah, just the fire from Ruff. We've seen it before, but this feud has really allowed him to kind of shine more with that.
I think this feud has been so beneficial
to
for
both guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fire from Ruff. The springboard cutter counter was dope by Swerve, but my next note, I did those little quotes underneath springboard cutter because it's the next thing we have. And Brett, for you and the people, we actually have a little clip of said cutter.
Well, let's pull it up here.
Bang!
Ooh! One more time.
At least.
This is actually what I referred to as buttery smooth.
Buttery smooth.
That is just
I want you to say smooth right as he hits it. Ready?
Yep. Buttery smooth.
All right, one more time.
Okay. Buttery smooth. I think I did pretty good there.
Exactly.
Considering that was all live to tape.
To tape. Yeah. No, I mean, just more of what you expect from these guys, really. I did have it, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get the clip in time. But Mamma Mia for me was the top rope standing Rana.
I could not believe
Yeah.
it, and they almost fell off. So
Yeah.
they actually saved the spot and then executed it,
Dude, and
and it was
how
still a
rare
Mamma Mia.
that's a rare one. Like we have a lot of the
Yeah,
time where the person taking it is sitting on the top rope, but
sitting, yeah.
very rarely are both men standing and then jumping, doing a
And
jumping
also
Rana.
we get a lot where one guy is where they face each other in the
Yep.
corner, and then
Yep.
one guy jumps up. They were both facing inside the ring, and
Yep.
it was jump Rana trying to do it with my hands because I don't have action
Nuts.
figures, but it was insane. And then that was a Mamma Mia for me as well. And then another one that we couldn't get a clip for. Swerve pulled out his best Cesaro impression, whipped Leon Ruff across the ring, or Ruff charged across the ring. I forget exactly
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sequence, but Swerve charges across the ring and then just cleans
Levels
his
him.
block with the European uppercut, and that was a Mamma Mia. The noise on it just
Levels him.
whack.
Levels him, but then right back from Ruff was the head scissors that tosses Swerve head first into the corner.
Yeah,
Which I really liked. And then I mean I had it again. Guys are being the Swerve lariat snug. It was a Mamma Mia for me. It won't end up, just spoiler. It's not going to end up being my Mamma Mia for the night. But it gets him in the powerbomb position and then he drops off, dropping Ruff onto the turnbuckle.
mm-hmm.
Thought that was really cool.
Like a snake eyes.
Yeah, except like
Yeah,
powerbomb.
yep.
Like, kind of, I don't know how you'd call that, but yeah, I mean, kind of an abrupt, but I appreciate it being clean, and it was a good ending
It was.
and clearly, and I guess we could just tackle it right now, with the Swerve promo being asked if everything is done, and then we get the Ruff attack that I loved.
Yep.
Loved the fire from Ruff here, just saying it's over when I say it's over. So clearly, it was not an ending that Ruff was going to let slide there. So, Brett, I had this at 3.25 and 3.75. I'm very interested to see. Where
Whoa! All the way up to 3.75.
Yeah. I had this.
No
It's
kidding.
definitely over the gentleman's 3. So we'll have to see where you
Wow.
land.
Well,
yeah.
I'm also above the gentleman's 3, but I went with the 3.25
All
again
right.
here.
That's fair. And I think I'm gonna go in the middle of mine. I like,
Yeah.
especially upon watching this. And let's just throw it one more time.
You want to watch that clip one more time?
one more
That buttery smooth.
Just for old time's sake. I'm gonna bump, especially after watching that and just like remembering it as we're talking about it. 3.5, just definitely the match of the night.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Even though Swerve and Ruff have the same grade as Kushida Santos, I would say Ruff and Swerve is the stronger 3.25. After this, we get Zoe Stark. She thinks she's ready to take the next step in her NXT journey, and that is challenging Raquel Gonzalez, which is a feud that I'm here for. I already said that. The physical matchup between them is one of the closest physical matchups that we can get in NXT. But Mercedes steps in, scoffs at Stark's confidence, and says that she is in fact in line ahead of the rookie Zoe Stark. I'm here for both matches.
It's the best division on the planet.
I'm here for Mercedes going through Stark to get to Raquel. Oh man, we're gonna have some bangers leading up to whoever is finally the number one contender for Raquel Gonzalez.
We're ready for a sick year on NXT Tuesdays here on NXT&We. Brett, before we get to the last Imperium promo, and then you're going to throw it to me to say a certain word. Before we get there, why don't we just remind the people where they can find us?
Yeah, all episodes available on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. More to come. I believe iHeartRadio is one of them. Amazon is in the work. We're going to be on all streaming platforms by the end of April. So many platforms, I can't even begin to list all of them off. But go find us, leave us a like, a review, and a rating. But we're not signing off here. Yes, as you mentioned, we get words from Walter the Ring General. He says that Imperium is not done growing and expanding. So, I mean, my selfish wish as an NXT fan is that Imperium continues to build a stronger and stronger foothold here in NXT. And we'll just have to see where exactly this journey takes us. And I'm wondering if we finally get to the unfinished business between Walter and Balor from all those months ago.
Oh, you are. I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I just don't, giving you compliments isn't always the easiest thing for me to do, but you tickled my fancy there, my friend.
Yeah. But let's cover it. Let's jump into it. Of course, I'm talking about the
main event.
The fire. Look at that. The little head shake, the tongue poke. Wow.
Little head fake.
That little main event. It is the 8-man tag, the intergender 8-man tag that we talked about earlier. Yes. It is the Way versus Dexter Lumis, Bronson Reed, Ember Moon, and Shotzi Blackheart. I thought that the beginning to this match was about as vanilla can be. Straight up vanilla extract right here. Yeah. Did not really get into this match in the early going. But I will say once everything broke down completely, I thought that this match got super entertaining. Bodies flying everywhere, women hitting men involved in women's spots, although not a lot of not a lot of physical interaction. But baby steps, right, PJ? Well, baby steps.
It was a lot of the women getting offense in on the men, but it was not the other way around. But either way. It was either way. I think it was still something that and I'll agree with you. I'll just get to my notes really quickly. Yeah, it was definitely a simple, which is a word I used earlier for the show in general, was simple, and that was this beginning to a T. Basically, was very. I forget exactly what you just said, but not much to really write home about is what I would say. And I guess my notes there were I LOL'd at Lumis. Indy was and it ended up playing into the match. Indy was smitten, which I was into, and as we will get to, that clearly played a role into the match and is clearly still something that is continuing there. I mean, just for the beginning, Ember's first 2 drop kicks were good, I guess. She nailed them. I loved the forearms from the ladies to Johnny, and that ended with the roaring forearm. And yeah, like I said, the Indian Lumis stuff is fun. But then we got the Boo PIPs forever right there. I will say this, and I'll let you chime in here in a second, Brett. At least it was simple stuff during the PIP, so nothing really too egregious to write home about, but just Boo PIPs forever. So yeah, dude. Like I said, the double Samoan was effortless. I thought, even though it was a little weird to get into, the Indy spine buster where she kind of did like 2 hands and then dropped down. I thought that was awesome. Indy's been impressive her last 2 showings. I agree. That. And now she's got this whole thing going on, which was going on, but now it's kind of developing. Theories like pop-up dropkick. I mean, dude, the guy.
And right in the mush,
he
too.
He jumped so high.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. I love that guy. And then, yeah, dude, this is when it's breaking down. Good spine buster from Lumis. This is when bodies are flying everywhere. The Candice dive into the tornado DDT to Lumis on the outside.
Yes.
Great.
It was awesome.
So good. And then, Thick Boy tossing Shotzi was really cool. Like, everything when this is happening, I'm just like, this is good. It made up for the simpleness of the beginning, but
it made up for the vanilla beginning. Yeah.
But but then we get like it was like a pseudo Eddie Guerrero type deal with Indy, who goes in while Lumis has the silence on Gargano, and she contemplates hitting Lumis to break it up, but instead opts to play dead. She takes a bump right behind him, lays motionless, which ends up luring Loomis to her. And I liked it. I don't know about you. We're getting close to the
No,
ending
yeah,
here, so what did you think?
when this whole like Loomis indie thing started, I wasn't that into it. But I actually really liked everything
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it in this segment. I thought it was really good. I thought it was at least intriguing. I enjoyed that she was kind of playing possum in a way, that she wasn't hurt. She wanted Loomis to check on her,
Yeah.
and he did, and then she was trying to steal a kiss, and it was
Yeah.
good, man. It was at the very least, it's different.
So she does that, and then it ends up getting broken up by Theory. And then Indy is so upset, she tosses Theory over the ropes. And eventually, which I was here for it, especially that they went this far with it. And then we get her doing it again. Loomis is on the outside, so she moves closer to the ring, does her little bump, and we get this clip here of Loomis coming to the rescue.
And she gives us a nice little
I
wink.
know you couldn't really see right there, but you could kind of see how she's smiling right at the end.
She gives us a little wink. She also threw us a little
right
thumbs
there.
up.
You see the little wink right there.
Yeah. And I think we get the thumbs up like right after that, right after the clip.
I think it was right before, actually.
Maybe. Either way, I was here for it.
Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, it's entertaining. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed. Absolutely. But so we get all those shenanigans. We also get, which I thought was cool, Ember hitting the Eclipse off of Reed's shoulders.
The Colossal Eclipse.
Yeah.
That's what they called it. And I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was sick.
On Theory, and then that was the beginning of his like over the top selling too. He kind of flopped around for that, and then he takes I forget which one he takes, Johnny. He takes Johnny's. Reed throws Johnny into a splash onto Theory. Theory like gets up, holds the stomach, and then bumps again, which I thought was funny. But
yeah.
But then we saw Candice, who tries hilariously for a superplex of Reed, which, don't get me wrong, would have been a double Mamma Mia if that ended up happening.
Yeah.
But then he kind of Shotzi came over and did like the electric chair push to make her splash Theory as well.
Theory again.
But then came. Do you want to do your best? Takeover Tom had a good Wade Barrett impression. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, for the ending here.
Reed
what did he hit?
Goes and he hits the tsunami.
I like how excited he gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, really good one too. He got air and he squished him. It's
like the most realistic finisher going in NXT right now. Yeah. Just
like any casual fan who turns it on is like that giant guy just jumped onto that tiny guy.
yeah. Near 300-pounder just.
Oh my gosh.
Colossally slamming into you. Yeah, with grace.
Yeah, straight up.
And so Loomis, Reed, Moon, and Blackheart pick up the win here.
Yeah.
In the main event.
As we saw Indy
I guess
and
Loomis and Indy sort of leave.
Yeah.
They won in their own right, sir.
I agree.
Indy got exactly what she wanted out of this.
And you know what? If anything, it adds a little bit of intrigue to Loomis, who I think needs it more than anybody on the roster. Needs something.
Oh God, he needs something.
I know. But whatever.
Something.
It was what it was. I had this
so
between. Go ahead.
If this wayward romance angle is what we're gonna get to kind of spice up Loomis a little bit, he needs something because he is. Yeah.
But yeah, I had this 2.75 to 3.25 as the first main event on NXTuesdays. We have to workshop that, but anyway, NXT Tuesdays that we'll have to say for now.
I actually went with a gentleman and ladies like 3 for everybody involved. I thought the breakdown was actually fun. It made up for the extremely vanilla beginning. So kudos. I'm sure an 8-man intergender match is not the easiest thing in the world to plan out. And I thought that they had some fun with the breakdown and that it wasn't just straight up guys wrestling guys and girls wrestling girls. Cause that's where I always get away from the intergender style of wrestling. But they actually got the women a little bit more involved and
they did a good job. Yeah. No,
that's where that extra little bump comes from.
Yeah, no, this was hovering right around perfectly acceptable, and then the fun, like my notes from basically the obligatory theory is awesome to the ending, which is like a good, I don't know, 10 to 12 bullet points.
Yep.
I mean, that's all you can ask for. So yeah, I'm gonna settle as well. I'm glad we just agreed on at least one of them, but lady and gentlemen's like 3 for the main event here. So, I mean, there it is, man. Our
There it
first
is.
little recap. Obviously, we have our show and our Mamma Mia's. So why
Yep.
don't you give your show first, and I'll give
Sure.
my Mamma Mia first. Yeah.
For its very first outing on Tuesday in its new permanent home on Tuesdays, not Super Tuesday and some of the stuff that we got
Don't
last
forget
year.
it. Yeah.
A permanent home of NXT is on USA, 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. I gave this a gentlemen and ladies like 3 X's for the episode. We got 2 good matches, 2 really good matches. We have a new champion. We have the ESTs of NXT and SmackDown and Raw all come together in what was one of the best feel-good moments. A lot of backstage segments, but some of the ring work that we got was really good as well along the way. So I think the fairest grade here is the 3X's.
Yeah, and some of the things that were so short, like Roddy leaving and stuff like that, is just such groundwork for the rest of what the year could be. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to, again, it pains me, but lady/gentleman like 3 for the show, just a perfectly solid with I mean, I think the must watch match for me would be Rough and Swerve.
absolutely.
Despite the little hiccups. Main event was good too, but
And you should always check out when a title changes hands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, and no disrespect to Kushida, because that match was
yeah.
good, and it was just obviously, especially if you're a Kushida fan, you're gonna watch that regardless. So you don't need our word for that, but very cool for Kushida. Just a lot. We're on the road. We're on a roll now. We're rolling.
Yes, we're rolling.
Yes. So
the ball is going.
And we'll be here to give you all of the recaps, all of the reviews, anything and everything NXT here.
We'll be here to give you the best NXT talk that you will find on any platform. Bar none. That's the promise. That's the guarantee. And you can, challenge us if you want. You can challenge us at BetsPJ, at Pineapple Brett, or at NXT_podcast on Twitter. You can also check us out on Facebook on our page, NXT&We, Instagram at NXT&We. That one is spelled out though, NXTandwe, just like the email, NXTandwe@gmail.com. As I said 2 times, so for the 3rd time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud. Leave us a like, a review, a rating. Check us out on YouTube on our channel, NXT&We.
Yes, please.
Please. Make sure that you're subscribed to the videos, subscribed on Apple Podcasts, following on Spotify, whatever lingo these platforms use. Make sure that you are doing it to get the most direct path to get this podcast each and every week. And remember, choose NXT&We.
You're jumping the gun.
I thought that came first, then the outro.
No, Mamma Mia.
Oh, you're right. Mamma Mia's.
I got you.
Mamma Mia's.
Yeah, we'll just do it real quick. I think we're probably going to have the same one. The top rope, Rana.
No, we disagree.
Oh, whoa.
I have the charging uppercut by Swerve.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, it's good that look at this.
Good. Yes. No.
We need it.
You know what? I was bragging earlier about me being more perceptive, but you know what? You are just.
Look at that.
You redeemed yourself.
The turntables.
You redeemed yourself. You realized that we were about to skip Mamma Mia's. I was about to skip Mamma Mia's. Why is it we? Oh, NXT&We. So.
How the turntables. But now you can get to the end.
Yes, and remember, choose NXT&We because
we are NXT.
What you guys all come here for, what you expect, and that's NXT talk, the best NXT talk you will find on any platform.